A little bit.
Just hear everyone.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Okay, so
I saw slip on the idea.
Okay,
so
first one is to select the sort of the final idea. So
Right.
what is it you're going to actually work on?
Yeah.
After that, we discovered last week that without research, ideas can't really move forward. So you will have to designate yourself out a little bit of time to start researching the idea. Pieces can only be moved forward through research. You're going to come together again, you're going to have a discussion about the research as well with each other.
Yep.
And sort of the information you found out from that. Now ideally, in that final 30 minutes, right, you're incredibly late now.
Well, I was talking
Okay.
to the woman, I
Right.
don't know her name, it was about a situation with Josh and a girl that I witnessed.
Right, okay. Development of ideas through practical. Okay, that should be in the final roughly 30 minutes of the lesson.
Yeah.
So that first first three learning outcomes, you have got to ensure you've given yourself that final 30 minutes at the end of the session to start looking at it on a more practical basis. That should kickstart the ideas lesson. Yeah? So you need to start discussing the ideas that you have, right?
Right. What?
So on the
Before we do anything, we need to say
ideas.
how much time we're spending on.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do a timer and then it'll go off?
These about the
What was it
three
last week?
devised.
Should we do 10 minutes for ideas?
Yeah, it was 10 minutes for each.
Select a final idea.
One, wasn't it?
Timer.
Right, I'm giving you the 30 minutes for practical exploration. Yeah, so think about working through, which is going to be the most that you think you're going to have to take time over.
Research.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be
So have a
doing
10
research.
minute, like a 10 minute, or should we make it a 5-minute idea and then we have a lot longer
Yeah.
for research?
Are we doing the
Yeah,
research
right.
in this
How
lesson?
important is this idea?
Very important.
Right.
10 minutes for that and then 20 minutes for research. Or even
No, because we've got longer than that.
longer, but
You've got 3,
hours.
you've got
Yeah.
Got 3
so
hours.
2.5 hours.
practically.
Right? Okay.
Take away half an hour, which means 2 hours altogether.
Are we doing the research in this lesson? Yeah. Right. Yeah.
yeah, so
Yes, that should be. I can work out if we were.
yeah.
These
I
about
don't-
the three devised.
It's just literally select a final idea.
Yeah.
Right.
So what was it? What time do we want it to?
10
minutes.
yeah.
10.
So was last week just us like
Okay, start.
getting an idea
Oh,
of what a
right.
devised
Yeah.
piece should be like?
Cancel.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll leave it. We've got
So-
30 seconds extra.
Choose to use
Yeah.
Yeah, so then that goes down in our logbooks from last week, doesn't it?
Alright, and then I've got all the photos of what we did. Hang on, let me find them all.
Have a look
Yeah.
at the sheet.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what we did last week, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
That's the Michael Jackson mind map. Wrong mind map.
Just find them all. That's my plan right now. Don't need that. 'cause
Do you
we
need the
did one.
photos of the...
Yeah, of all the ideas, what we've put on. I'll do that, but that's the one we want because that had all of our
You
ideas
put them on the Facebook group chat, didn't you?
Yeah, so I'm on my phone.
Did anyone have any specific, like, favourite ones?
The money thing.
Like, if we've passed on them, if they're, like, your favourite ones to do?
Oh yeah.
What
money
ones do you think work, like, we all worked well with?
The money. I think we were the most creative with that. We were using a lot of
We
devices
didn't,
as well.
because I know because we didn't have any of the research.
With the money
But
one,
we had an idea of where it was going.
Was that we used a lot of the staging as well, so if we used... Like,
We used a chair, we used split screens,
Split
we used the chairs as...
Split scene.
Sorry!
We used, it's like...
Part-time.
Do we use levels
Yeah.
at one point?
Yeah, because if you think, when we were down and stuff like that, it was always like up, down, and then when we moved over, Josh and us had 2 different types of seats, so he was higher up.
I think that was a
And we
good
were-
one for you,
Yeah.
like when you showed your anger.
yeah. I think with the money one, it was the most difficult one to actually come up with an idea for. So that kind
Considering
of
there was
sort
no
of like
research behind it as well.
that sort of like pushed us to work harder on
But if
it.
you think about it, I
Yeah.
don't think
Yeah.
money would be harder to research.
I think it would be, because it can go in any
Well, no,
direction.
because you could
unless
look at
unless we
look at big
decided-
money stories like the
Yeah.
government taking more money than what they
Are
should.
we allowed to look at like news articles? Like
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
research.
Yeah, that's all research.
Yeah.
I've already.
Things like that, it's essential for this. So the case study idea that you mentioned, all of that type of stuff, that's what's going to develop your performance.
Yeah, I've done the research as well, where like they were talking about. It was on
Carry
the
on.
news, and they were talking about how, like, if you're in a relationship, you can't take control of the other person's money.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
control their finance.
That's like probably one of the biggest.
Yeah.
But
Money
you
thing.
can talk about so much though. You can perform. You know, you can perform it
But it's
as
like,
it is.
with money, if we were to do money, you could do like something down the idea of like fraud and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Because in a way, we all know what fraud is. We know how it all works.
There's also
Where it all
the,
lined
there's
up.
also the fact like in a curious incident there was like people playing objects, so like multi-role you could
Yeah.
play a character and an object. Like you could
The one person
Your
that
char-
the money.
One minute
You're
you
like-
can be a main character,
Well, it
next
could-
thing you can be gay.
well it could be a character, but like your character represents money. Like you could do it secretly, so like if you were Sophie's character was to represent the government and Siobhan was to represent money and we were to represent the working class. Like Sophie
Ah.
could kidnap Siobhan and it's like no, but it's an idea.
Yeah,
you know what I
it
mean?
would work. It would
You know what
work
you mean
if you
with
don't.
We
if
don't
we-
need to do it. Just an example.
So do you want me to write it down of what kind of ideas you
Yeah.
want? Alright, so can I borrow your pen, please? But it doesn't matter. I saw Sophie stick to yours in your hand. Alright, so what type of... So I'm just going to put ideas. I'll clean it up on me properly if you want it to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many photos I need to put on my website of these mine ones.
Yeah.
They actually
Alright,
is.
so idea for the final. I don't know where it was. What do we want to go down? Because we've talked about money. Is there any other ideas people like? So I'll put money down as one of them.
I
and then
really liked what we did with the NHS piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
It was because it was such like I think it was because I was the main character. No, it was because it was such like a true story. Like it actually happens and how like that has an impact of like how realistic it is.
And you need to, like, it shows the audience like what
Like
how
not
the
everyone in
NHS
the
work,
like
really.
not everyone in the audience could have had like a traumatic experience like that happened to them. Like none of their family members could have been mistreated or forced to take a
Yeah.
treatment they didn't want to. So for them to see that actually happens to other families can be like,
Yeah.
well, actually
Yeah.
no, that shouldn't be happening.
That does make sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Should we have one more idea and then we'll go from 3? So
What do
Was
we
it
do?
We've literally got the 2
Yeah, and
ideas
we've also
that we
got-
had last week.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
we've already picked 2 of them.
Should
I
we
think
just
they
use
were
the
strong
other-
ideas,
you can't
though.
put
Yeah,
that
they
one
were
there.
strong
what else
ideas.
is on here though? Because
But there's also some here as well.
Have you got any ideas you want to do, Josh?
It's alright. That's just because of where I was
Well,
sitting.
We've thought about for the final ideas like there's money and then there's the NHS because obviously with money it's going to be a lot harder to like actually come up with an idea, so we're going to have to like push ourselves.
Yeah.
And then with the NHS it's like true story, so realistic impacts on the audience and it actually makes them feel sympathetic towards the people, or it could make them feel shocked. It creates like a real emotion.
Who's gonna...
So we were like wondering if you had anything to add on top of them.
I've just seen on here.
Mhm.
I've seen abuse there and then family problems.
You could actually, yeah, because that's also, that could create a realistic feeling for the audience.
So
as
what
well.
what do we think? Family problems with abuse in it, or
Yeah, I'd just seen abuse and I've seen family problems on there.
It's like
family problems?
imagine yourself being in the audience. You know, when we done the Christmas showcase and we had
Yeah.
the scenes of abuse in.
There. Okay, so we've got 3 ideas: money, NHS, and I put like afterwards like true story. So what we were going off from yours.
Yeah.
Then we've got family problems / abuse.
Have you got
I
any?
actually wouldn't mind doing the abuse.
The abuse
part.
one.
The abuse one.
I've been through it myself.
Okay, so do you want me to just tick them so that we should end up with how many ticks everyone feels more comfortable with? So
Do like a
Josh,
vote.
I know,
So,
but like
yeah.
you should have like. You could have separated them, and we could have thought about the ideas that we could do for
Yeah.
them
well,
as
I've just
well.
literally just written them
So I
down. I
think-
can do
yeah.
another one. I can do a neater
With
one.
that, family problems, abuse. Could that not relate to money as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Because
not.
something could happen in.
It could because like you know how like abuse doesn't always have to be physical. It could be emotional. Like you could have a mother that doesn't really care about you.
A single mother.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
or a dad and like they don't really pay attention to the kids. They spend all the money on drugs, alcohol, things like that. Like
Other
that's
things
emotional
except the
abuse.
kid.
Like the kids could earn money, and then the parents.
It's like the people,
Take
the
it.
parents,
Stay
the
at-
parents stay at home.
Or they have
They
to give
don't.
it.
They
part
don't
of the
work.
time.
They send the
Yeah.
children out to work, and whatever money they come back with, they take off them and leave them with nothing.
Yeah.
And then they go back out, do more work. They take the money off them to spend on themselves. It's like
That could work.
that's emotional
See,
abuse.
NHS could also even link the money as
So
well.
all of
Yeah.
it, it's like linked.
'Cause the
they're linked
NHS
Money is
together.
really good.
The NHS literally is like it's all about money. They don't actually care about helping people. Like
No, it's
with
all
the-
about getting
with the
more,
elderly,
more, more.
with the elderly, like they don't really pay much attention. They pay attention on the youth because the elderly are obviously going to die.
What's the timer on?
Yeah. Well, we are.
I think like 2 minutes or something like that.
Well, we've spoke about quite a bit in 2 minutes.
Yeah, we've got 2 minutes and 32 seconds
Right.
left.
Do you wanna?
Ooh.
So we've got a final idea. So what's our final idea? So we can put
I'd
it.
say definitely money because it links
Yeah.
to
Money.
a lot of other things.
That's 2 years.
Are you
Yeah,
doing money as
and I'm
well?
yeah. Brandon, you, Josh, money, and then we can link all the others.
Because
to,
the money could link to abuse, which do you
abuse.
want to do?
Are you with that one?
We could link
Yeah.
with all those.
Okay, so everyone's went with money.
Yeah.
So money
So-
is the final idea.
Yeah. Money.
We have a winner.
Ding ding ding.
That
Final.
was my idea.
Brandon just had to get that in there.
So money, final idea. Got that. And then them two can link in afterwards.
I think they could link in once we've done more of the research.
I don't think we'd
Yeah.
do. Well, we could.
If we
We
do
could
more,
link both of them in because we could have like a family going through the NHS problem and a family going through abuse. You know what I mean?
That could
Yeah.
actually work.
'Cause it's all one thing,
Could
isn't it?
just-
We're not
yeah.
doing separate scenes, are we? No, it could just be like.
No.
Yes,
Have you ever seen like American Horror Story? How they have the same characters yet different
Yeah.
stories, different locations.
I
It's
think
like that.
it could be like if you're doing a split scene, it could be like one part of the stage has one part, the other has. It's like say you go the middle has one, the right side has one part.
Or
and
is it
the
like
left side
Greece?
has-
How you've got the bleachers, stairs, and
Yeah.
then you've got the dinner table.
Mm.
Yeah. So what?
So I think we're just sticking with like the 3 ideas we had.
So 3 ideas. So they're all come together. I'll just put all in one.
Ooh, yeah.
I feel like this. Is
I really want to see the turnout with this now.
I feel like this is going to be like the best.
Or it could go horribly
What we've
wrong and be a
done.
train wreck.
It's all just about the research. If we
Yeah.
can get the research done,
The
coming
research
back.
is going to be a big part.
I don't mind like researching the NHS. Like I don't mind doing stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
No, because it's like
Yes,
sometimes the
Josh?
things you
Everyone-
find out are really interesting.
Yes.
Sorry, John.
Can I research EVH?
Yeah. How long do you think we should research for?
Are we doing it in this lesson?
Yeah.
We're doing it in this
Well,
lesson.
how long do
But
we
we
have
can
left?
come back
Because
at,
we
like-
have 2 hours.
Should we
Well,
do
just under 2 hours now.
What time does this have to finish again?
Well,
4?
yeah,
no,
this
like
is
before the
Oh,
break or like.
1:30, isn't it?
You have to,
Michelle?
and then we have a half
It's
an
a
hour
half two break, yeah.
No, it's 2:30.
yeah.
15-minute break.
Come
Yeah.
back at 2:45 and then we're in till 4 and then it's group tutorial.
Right, yeah.
Are we actually doing the group tutorial?
Yes.
Yeah, because we spoke to Michelle about it last week.
I'm trying to think how we could. So because then we've got 30 minutes to like near the end of the lesson
Well, what time
and
To
is it
start.
now?
develop the practical.
What time is it now, Siobhan?
Okay,
Oh,
that's
time's
us
not-
done.
I was going to say
It
it went up
is
to minus
what,
22. I was like,
190.
so
And
then
the-
we've
and
got
time's
an
up.
hour and 20 minutes
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
break, and then we've got an hour and 15 minutes after that.
Alright.
So
Right.
that is 2 hours 35 minutes. And then we have to start staging it, don't we?
Or
So
we need to
30
wait
minute
30
chat.
minutes for the.
Yeah.
Oh, so take 30. So 2 hours.
Basically 2 hours.
Two
Yeah.
2 hours. So we'll take. So should we not do half research, half, or should we do? I think we'd
Discuss.
focus.
we want to focus on the research, but we should also like meet up like halfway through it so we can find out what ideas we have so far.
Like if you've got,
We can put them together before if we want to go back and do more
like
research.
when we're doing the research, if you get an idea, just say it.
Just shout it
How
out.
about for like, if there's 2 hours, how about 45 minutes research and then the rest is staging it and trying to get our ideas and put them in place?
That could actually work because that
I know
should
it's
give-
like not split evenly, but you
Yeah.
need to focus more on actually
Yeah.
staging it and actually.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the isn't that for the last one?
I
Development of
put
ideas.
up, you must have a 30-minute, you should have a 30-minute pocket time to develop a practical. I'm saying that that's the only time you can use it to develop a practical.
Oh,
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can go
So is that like the
further.
minimum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like if you
Most-
go past that, we have to start.
Most groups normally sit and discuss and discuss and discuss, and research and research and research. So that's why I've chucked that one in there
Yeah.
from previous experiences. You must allocate yourself out at least 30 minutes to do it on a practical basis, not just a discussion basis.
Yeah.
Right.
It might be that you collect some really decent research that you can then start implementing a little
Alright.
bit sooner. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd say maybe, but if we have to
Just
have
go
that,
with the flow.
if we have to have that half an hour. Like,
So if I
we
set a
just
timer,
if
so
we just
set-
research until, so like every so often we'll be like, oh, so what have you found out? What have you found out? And then if we have found out quite a few ideas before the half an hour, we could just start before the half an hour is meant to start. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. So how long do we want to research for? So I can start the timer and we can just get going because we've got the ideas of what we want. We've got a final idea.
Time's it now?
It is 1:22.
Oh, no, it's like 30, 35 minutes, but I don't know if that's going to be too long.
Well, like I've just said,
With
we
the
should
time.
like research until we feel like we've got enough ideas, and if we've found enough ideas before the half an hour, just start staging. Then
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want me to set like a half an hour
Set-
timer and then we can go?
set 20
Yeah.
minutes, and we'll
Set
see
20
what we found within the first 20 minutes.
All right.
And
All
I'd
right.
say 30 minutes because it
Thir-
takes 10 minutes for them to load.
Yeah. All right.
Good point.
30 minutes.
Good point.
Before you start
Yeah.
the
No,
timer,
not yet.
right, before you start the timer, everybody needs to be paying attention to this. That includes you, Josh. Absolutely nothing other than research for this project. I don't want used to be me coming round and seeing you guys, in particular Josh, watching whatever they want or just doing whatever they want. This is research to develop a performance piece. You want to use the laptop for something else, then it's not in my class time, okay?
Hi, we're just taking pictures of props. If any of you have brought props in and you haven't handed it in.
Are you guys got problems with you?
I've already handed it in.
Have you? That's fine. We're just checking like this and stuff.
Yeah, no
Okay.
problem.
Cool.
Okay, have you got a lot?
No.
So, Josh, you could research like famous stories that have been in the newspaper about abuse.
I was just going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Ready? Go.